Hello, I'm Donald. For those who don't know me, I'm the director of AD Potty Chartered Accountants and Business Advisors. In the last week or so, we've had a lot of questions about the Limited Company Director Support Scheme. The details of this can be found on the NI Business Info website. And to run through them very quickly, it's a grant of up to £3,500 for eligible company directors who meet the following criteria. The grant opened last Thursday, on the 21st of January, and closes at 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 18th. So I suggest if you're eligible, you make your applications as soon as possible. Don't leave it to the last minute. The eligible people they have to be resident of Northern Ireland. They have to own more than 25% of the company. They have to work in the company. It's not enough to be just an investor. You have to have paid remuneration, whether it's salary or dividends, in excess of £4,375 a year from the companies listed in the application. You have to have at least 50% of your income as remunerate salary or dividends, and this year's has to be more than 40% lower than last year's as a result of the coronavirus. And this includes any furloughed income that you've received. It's basically aimed at directors who were on a low salary and taking most of their remuneration in the form of dividends. You have to be currently trading but impacted by reduced demand due to coronavirus, or previously trading but temporarily unable to trade due to the coronavirus, and trading before the 1st of March last year and intend to continue trading. There are a number of excluded individuals, such as those that have got help under the newly self-employed support scheme, or investment companies, right? Then there's a list of things that you will need to have at hand to make your application. So details of your salary and copies of the details to support your salary, evidence of your salary, details of any dividends and payments, again, of your salary or your dividends into the bank account, photographic ID, right? And the applications can be done online. Again, it's on this nibusinessinfo.co.uk, and that'll be available on our website as well. So there's a few FAQs, frequently asked questions here. So to run through them very quickly, there's a definition of what a company director is, and the various exclusions and whatever. Again, these are all available online. You can still apply if you've been furloughed. It doesn't exclude you, and so they will be able to check with Companies House to see that you're a company director. They'll ask for evidence or you to confirm that the company was trading on the 1st of March. Again, they will check that with HMRC or Companies House. They'll ask for evidence to demonstrate that your projected remuneration and dividends is 40% lower than it would have been in the absence of Corona. And they'll use this, they'll check this with other government departments. Again, for the salary, they will ask to see photographs of your payslip for any of the 3 months up until April 20. They'll ask to see copies of your bank statements that shows the receipt of the net pay, and they'll ask for a copy of your P60. And with dividends, they'll ask to see the dividends went into the bank account as well. They may ask to see your SA 302 from your self-assessment, your 2020 self-assessment, which has been should be submitted by the end of this week. They'll ask for a company letterhead on the amount and date of the dividends issued during the 1920 tax year, and they'll want to see that it went into your personal bank account. So for those who are working on a director's loan account and a debits and credits to director's loan account, that may prove difficult. You'll be asked to self-certify that your projected taxable income for 2021 is less than 50,000. And again, they will check with HMRC. They'll check the de minimis, that your grant will exceed the de minimis ceiling level. And that's can be found. That's there. You need to check with your company what funding it's had. Closing date is, as I said, on the 6th of February 18, or sorry, the 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 18th of February 21. You'll need to set up an account. All the applications have to be done online, and you'll need to register using an email address and a password to set up an application portal. So you'll have to set up a new application portal, right? You have to use your personal email address. You shouldn't use your company email address. You have to use your own email address, not a family member or your accountant's. It takes approximately an hour to complete the application. However, you can save a draft and come back to it later. But the saved applications have to be submitted before the scheme closes. And the applications have to be submitted on the online form. They will not take them in any other way. Though there's a telephone number, there's a helpline, but there's a large number of calls, as they say. There's details in the guidance notes that we'll come back to in a minute. Applications will need various documents such as the proof of ID and bank statements need to be attached. They need to be uploaded and attached to the application. So if you fail the validation of the online eligibility checker, you're probably not eligible. And we can, if you need your UTR or something like that, if we have it, we can certainly give it to you. You have to have a Sterling bank account. If the form's saved in draft, then amendments can be made. But once you've clicked the submit button, then that submits the form. You need to provide all the criteria. They'll just reject any applications that are incomplete. If your driving license has expired is still acceptable as ID if its expiry is after the 1st of February 2020. There's the helpline that can help with the application. Equally well, of course, we can help you with the application too. If you want to come in to us, we can you can come into the office, or we can help you over the phone remotely. As I said at the very beginning, it's a £3,500 grant for each director. And it's not on a first come, first serve. So all applications up to the closing date will be considered. But again, I would recommend that you get the application in sooner rather than later. If you make an error submitting your bank details or something like that, then you have to call the helpline. Payments are made by the bank transfer, and that's the only way that payments can be. Your tax accountant, your tax agent or advisor is not able to submit the application on your behalf. Only you can do that, although we can certainly help people and assist them in their application. And Invest NI, and there's other support measures that are available on the NI Business Info. You don't have to be an Invest NI customer to apply for the grant, and it is a taxable grant, so it has to be declared to HMRC on your tax return for next year. So those are the FAQs, and there are more details here in the limited companies and the guidance notes. Again, to go through the eligibility criteria in slightly more detail. You have to have an income dividend in excess of this 4374. Again, there are restrictions. This is just, again, details of that, the eligibility. So the information that you need is your name, address, postcode, etc., your personal bank details, number, sort code, your 10-digit UTR. You have to confirm the various issues to say that you comply with the criteria. Confirm your address, you're resident in Northern Ireland, and then we look at the company and evidence of dividends and pay as you earn salary being paid into your bank account, photographic ID, then there's a self-cert and declaration, and then we go through your responsibilities, and that is the limited companies directors support scheme in a nutshell. I hope it makes a little sense. If you have any queries or anything, please give us a shout on or drop us an email, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you very much for listening to me.